Thank you for joining me. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields, and thank you for sharing this information. We had some really big storms yesterday, so I appreciate you subscribing. That's great, but subscribe or don't subscribe, but please share the information about some of the storms on the way. They're going to be quite aggressive again in spots as they'll be on the move. Yesterday, we had some really big-time flooding with some of the storms in Spain, for example. This spin up here continues to draw in that rather warm, moist air. Now, I do want to touch on this real quickly. Speaking of that, this spin up here is helping to keep some of the wildfire smoke in play. This is a look at some of the carbon monoxide in the environment, atmosphere, if you will. Now, where we are across Europe, it is not super thick, no doubt. That is clearly a good thing. But the wildfires in Canada, some of that smoke's actually getting wrapped into these systems and still feeding our way. It does lower the air quality. Just know that that is something I'm monitoring. All right, let's get back to the severe weather threat again today. It is going to shift into different locations. Other spots will get some thunderstorms, still mainly late afternoon into early tonight. We're going to see some of those storms. If you get a storm, they may not be widespread, but if you get one, gusty winds and lightning, a few of those will have some aggressive flooding. That's what I want you to spread the word about. Some small hail, and I can't rule out an isolated risk of a tornado. The gusty winds, though, and the flood threat, those will be some of the biggest threats we'll be watching as we go throughout the day. Here's a look at that thunderstorm threat for later today into tonight. Now, we are going to get some thunderstorms around parts of Ireland. We may get some Wales over toward England. We'll see some of that, especially in our southern zones. Could be a little bit of lightning. Again, if you hear the thunder, you want to be inside. Where you're seeing these brighter colors popping up, though, as we work our way down, really south of Brussels, that's where we could see some strong to severe storms. That's where we could see some of that flooding later today, in through tonight, even after sunset. There's a lot of energy around. Even when the sun goes down, we have the heating from the day that kind of sticks around, so there's a lot of lift out there, and you can see how things have shifted a little bit. Still in parts of Spain and Portugal, a chance of a couple storms, but more of the yellows, oranges, and reds, which would be strong to severe, popping up, especially Paris off toward the east. I was mentioning that yesterday, giving you the heads up on that. We'll be seeing that, and then we watch over toward the Alps. We get into the some of the foothills as we work our way back into northern Italy, monitoring that chance of some storms. Not all of us get them, but where we get them, they will be on the strong to severe side. That was the issue yesterday. That'll be the issue again for some of us later today into tonight. You see that warm stuff as we swing through the afternoon with those temps again running in the low 30s, mid 30s in some spots. Watching that over toward parts of Italy. It is going to be hot in much of Paris. That adds that instability, and we get that extra lift. So let me take you around. This is this afternoon through this evening. It's not all day stuff, but some rounds of rain. But where you see this yellow over toward Manchester, back toward Dublin, that's where we could get some of those downpours that will be around, and that chance of thunderstorms. This is going to lift to the north because we have that big spin that is sitting up to the north. And you see how we get some breaks in the action. We work our way from Scotland, brief showers, we work right into tomorrow, but tomorrow night, so Friday night into Saturday morning, another slug of moisture will move in, and you can see some of the rain spreading anywhere from Falmouth and Plymouth, just swinging all the way up through Scotland. You see it right there. There's some of the rain. Northern Ireland still dealing with some of the rain around as we work our way into Saturday, especially the first half of Saturday. Then on Sunday, kind of in between some rounds, watching, of course, as we work our way back toward Germany, there are some of the thunderstorms as we work our way into our Sunday afternoon. I'll take you there in just a moment. Let's swing here. Now, this is a computer model. Sometimes they're off, and that's why I, behind the scenes, don't just rely on that. It's showing a few spotty storms, but I know there's going to be more than that today. That's why I showed you those first couple of maps with that storm threat, and you see a couple storms. The model's picking up on a few storms as we work our way into our Friday. Even one or two around Athens will be a possibility, but where I was showing you earlier, still over toward some of the higher terrain, that's where we'll see some thunderstorms, little resurgence as we work our way into Saturday, parts of France into Spain, and there you see as we work our way into Sunday, we will get a better chance of thunderstorms. This pattern is going to roll on. Different spots will get some of the storms. I'll be highlighting that for you each day. Then we swing back here. Here's Germany, here's Poland. This is the old system. Here's that spin lifting to the north of Iceland, bringing this over toward the British Isles. But Estonia, Latvia, Finland, we're going to see that good chance of rain throughout the day for a good portion of us. Then some of that action kind of shifts away, watching some of the rain as we work our way into parts of Norway, Sweden, northern end, thunderstorms, parts of Russia. And here are those rounds of rain. You see them here. Netherlands, Belgium, Denmark, we're kind of in between some of the action. Some storms on Saturday into Russia. Here's this area that's going to be lifting again up to the north. And then you see as we work our way into Sunday, there we go. As we get back toward Copenhagen, get back toward Berlin, even Munich, we could get some of those thunderstorms. Some of this action will be lifting up to the north and watching some storms elsewhere. Very busy pattern, no doubt. We watch those higher seas as we work our way through today. They're going to be elevated with that spin up to the north. They will start to relax a little bit as we work our way through the weekend. Just giving you a heads up on that, of course. Anytime you get a thunderstorm, it'll be windy. Overall, we'll have that breeze around. And then watching a chop off the coast of Portugal with that flow as we work our way into early next week. Now, as far as the rain totals go, this is important. This is a model, so there's going to be some differences. You see near Dublin, this computer model is showing upwards of 75 millimeters of rain. Yes, that could happen, but that's associated with a couple thunderstorms. But these storms may be just over here, for example, or just over here. This just gives us a feel that if we get a thunderstorm, we could get some spots of 50 millimeters of rain or more. Same thing, Russia, parts of Belarus, Ukraine. Here's some of that rain as we go throughout the day today into Finland. Those amounts will be lower for us. We're looking at 25 millimeters or less. But in through here, this is where we could get some of those thunderstorms. And again, these brighter spots, we could get a quick 50 to 75 millimeters of rain, maybe even more. That could lead to the flooding. So if you're in a thunderstorm and it starts kind of cranking out there again, please be safe. Be mindful of the flood potential, especially depending on your terrain. There'll be some aggressive runoff and then scattered areas of rain. This is not a whole lot, but there could be a pop-up storm. Serbia, Bulgaria, Romania, Albania, and then as we get back toward Greece, 1 or 2 storms will be a possibility. So watching out for that threat later today in through tomorrow. Then tomorrow night and Saturday morning in London, we'll see that shot of rain that will be moving in. So Birmingham, we'll see about a 50% chance today, but by Saturday, that 60% chance, that's mainly in the first half of the day with some of that rain moving in for tomorrow night. Same thing in Glasgow, a 60% chance as we work our way into our Saturday as we look ahead. Dublin, high chance of rain, just kind of rounds of it the next few days. So not all day, but rounds of it. Be mindful of the lightning, especially later today. Rome, Vatican City, we are going to be on the hot side. Slight chance of a shower or storm. We see Milan, we have about a 30% chance tomorrow. If we get one of those storms, while it won't be widespread, it could be strong to severe. Berlin will be on the edge of some rain, especially as we work our way into the weekend. Rain chance will start to tick up in the second half of the weekend. In between things right now as we work our way back toward Munich, but Paris and then off to the east over the next couple of days, monitoring that chance of some stronger storms. Just a 10% chance in Oslo, about a 20, maybe 30% chance in Stockholm. We'll have a couple showers that will be around, but we swing back toward Finland today. We've already had the rain in many spots. Helsinki, 70, maybe 80% chance of rain, then isolated as we go forward. Rain chance, though, in Brussels, as I was showing you earlier, does start to pick up as we get into the weekend. About a 40 to 50% chance on Saturday. Same thing starts to go up slightly. Could see a few showers in Amsterdam as we work our way into our Saturday forecast. Copenhagen, we'll keep an eye on Saturday and Sunday. We may see some of those showers trying to sneak up. 10% chance in Athens of a rumble of thunder. Just a 5% chance the next 3 days in Belgrade, and holding on to that 30% chance in Madrid. But if we get a storm, you know the routine. It could be strong to severe. 20 to 30% chance in Barcelona. Same thing because there's so much energy out there with the daytime heating. Portugal, pop-up storm will be a possibility. As we swing back toward Iceland for the rest of today, 50% chance as that spin starts to work away and kind of lift up toward the northeast. Vienna, 10 to about a 20% chance. I may bump that up a little bit more so for the weekend. Prague, we're running at about a 10% chance. 10% chance as well the next next 3 days in Budapest, and that'll hold as well throughout not just Warsaw, but much of Poland. Rain chance in Kyiv. This will be a lot of thunderstorms around, especially on Friday. Some rain, some thunderstorms around Istanbul, about a 10% chance, and then a 70% chance Moscow tomorrow and Saturday. Some of that could be heavy, and watching out for an isolated tornado risk. So that slow spin up to the north, providing those areas of rain, that severe storm threat. And I've been looking ahead, and we'll do this more in upcoming videos. It is going to be a very hot finish to June. It started hot. It is going to be very hot to finish the month. I will keep you up to date. So be safe if you're dealing with any storms or hear the thunder. Sneak inside. Have a good rest of your day.